Okay, so this is the key to your last night's homework, your Tuesday night's homework. You were supposed to do this chapter 16 homework part 1. And I taught you everything yesterday, and so hopefully you remembered that when you did your homework. The substitute right now is going around and stamping you for this if you have it completely finished. And so I'm going to go ahead and go through these answers for you to check while the substitute is coming around and stamping you. Alright, so for A and B, you just followed this expected value formula and you plugged in the numbers. Now, I haven't double-checked this, so if you are getting any discrepancy in the numbers, then check amongst yourselves because, I could have made a mistake here, and, if I was here, you could have stamped stuff like that. Okay, C and D were finding the standard deviation. Make sure, once you did the formula, though, that you took the square root to get the standard deviation. Okay? You took the square root to get the standard deviation. Now, yesterday during class, we did create this probability model here, and we talked about getting that. So then, hopefully, you were able to get the expected number of children that the couple would have, as well as the standard deviation for the children that they would have. Okay, so check those. Hopefully I have those correct also. Right, number 3, we also made this probability model together. And look here, you can see that the insurance company is expecting a profit of $89 per policyholder. Okay, so do they want more clients? Absolutely. Even though they might have to pay out more of those, they know that overall, on average, in the long run, they're making $89 per policyholder. This is quite a big standard deviation. Okay, so that's an issue there. But anyway, that's what I came up with. All right. Goal number 4. At first, it asks, I would have an expected value of 260, and so would I ever get what was expected? And that answer is no, because I'm always getting $1, $2, or $4. I am not getting 260. This is just the average of my week's allowances over the long run. All right, so these days that I go to my grandmother Podsednik's, my grandma Podsednik, she gives me that increase. That's a mean of 560, and the standard deviation stays the same because it's just adding. Part C, when I would go to my grandmother Hart's, she would double what my parents would give me. That affects the mean and the standard deviation. Now, Part D is asking for both of those events to happen. That is a formula of $3 plus 2 times, whatever was happening there. So, in this case, 820 is the expected average income, and the standard deviation stayed the same because it was only affected by the multiplication of by 2. All right. This last goal was combining 2 variables. The variables were my brother's allowance and my allowance. So those are the 2 variables. When I was combining those 2 allowances, you just add them. And so my parents were paying out, on average, $780 a week with this standard deviation. You had to go through the Pythagorean theorem of statistics because standard deviations cannot straight up add like the means do. All right, now, when it says on average how much more, that implies subtraction. So, the means straight up subtract. My brother's going to be making about twice as much as me, about 260 on average. And when you are doing this difference for the standard deviation, you are still adding here. You go through the Pythagorean theorem. So you will notice that the standard deviation for the difference is the same as the standard deviation for the sum because they are computed the same way. I guess that's that's it. I think I put these extension questions on the notes. So hopefully you guys got all those items. And check amongst yourselves if you have any questions. So the next thing that you are going to do now is actually have some notes on an extension concept. So extensions of chapter 16, which takes it to the next level with the normal curve. That's your next video.